All right, we have our first practice update of the week. And as you know, typically after a long weekend, a Thursday night football game, that gives you some opportunity to head into the next week. You get bonus practices. So today, bonus practice for the San Francisco 49ers. They will pick back up on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on typical schedule. But because of the bonus practice, we got some exciting news. I'm sure you've already heard about it. Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver, first round draft pick of this year's draft class for the San Francisco 49ers out of Florida, has had his practice window opened, which means today was his very first practice since suffering and sustaining the insane situation of getting shot in the chest. But somehow he was able to survive by the grace of God, and he is now ready to suit up. Now, we don't know officially if Ricky Pearsall will be out for this game, active against the Chiefs. That's something we will have to monitor throughout the week. There will have to be some roster moves and things of that nature once he officially comes off that list and gets shifted to the active. So we will remain to monitor what his status will look like. But I know a lot of people have been wondering about the status of Jordan Mason. As we know, he exited the game against the Seattle Seahawks, wasn't able to return. But this is good news, especially on a Monday bonus practice. He is participating. However, he is wearing a blue non-contact jersey, but he's practicing. So that's a good sign, in my opinion, for his availability heading into this week against the Chiefs. As we know, 49ers are already banged up at running back. They need Jordan Mason. Obviously, Isaac Rendo has stepped up. I thought Patrick Taylor looked nice at running back too. But you want your workhorse, who's been solid for the first portion of the season, filling in for Christian McCaffrey, who won't be available for this game. I say he's trending in the right direction. Obviously, we have to monitor all the reports this week, but bonus practice, non-participant, or blue non-contact jersey, but participating, I think that's a good sign in the right direction. We also have some additional updates with Charvarius Ward and Malik Mustapha and Jordan Elliott and Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles. So Charvarius Ward is practicing today. So the reason why this is good news is because obviously they tried to test his knee in the pregame warm-up ahead of the Seahawks game. They decided just wasn't in a good spot, so they shut him down for that game. So the fact that he is participating in this practice is, again, a trend in the right direction, that he should be available to go against the Kansas City Chiefs, his former team, I might add you. So there's probably a little extra juice for him. Also, too, just missing that game against Seattle. I think he's talked about it. He hasn't had the best season up to his standards. I don't think he's had the best season up to 49ers fan standards and what we've become accustomed to with him. So I think there's a good opportunity for him to get back on track against his former team and really kind of reassert himself as a top cornerback in this league like he did last year. Now, I know a lot of people are also interested in Malik Mustapha, who had that interception, just really momentum-changing interception against the Seattle Seahawks. He is not participating in practice. However, he is working off to the side. So he did tweet that his ankle's all good. He did nothing serious. So I think what will help us better determine his availability versus the Chiefs is what his participation will obviously look like on Wednesday, but what he's really looking like on Friday. What we want is to see him get at least a couple limited participations Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And if he's able to do that, that would put him in a better place to be able to go against the Chiefs, but we will have to see. It's not just those two. Also, Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles, who's been out for a couple weeks. He is also returning to practice, so that is a good sign. Also, Jordan Elliott was working off to the side with Malik Mustapha. Same situation with him. We'll have to monitor his progress throughout the week to determine what that all looks like. But nonetheless, the 49ers were able to avoid any real serious injuries, it appears, out of that Seahawks game, which is a good sign. Obviously, I know if you guys don't remember, George Kittle got banged up and he had to come off, and he looked like he was in a lot of pain. But thankfully, he was able to return 2 touchdowns later. He's practicing as well. He looks good to go. George Kittle's been an Iron Man this year, being available, even though he has been nicked up. So good for George to be able to be back, and good for some of these guys to be able to get back as well. But I would say we're trending in the right direction. We'll have to see, again, what the practice reports dictate towards the end. This is also just a really cool video. Shout out to 49ers team reporter Lindsay Polares for snapping this. It's Ricky Pearsall at his first practice back. And obviously, I mean, I guess one of the good things about having a shoulder injury is your legs. You can still work out your legs. So I expect him to still have some spring in his step, some hop in his step. We'll see what the conditioning looks like. But again, this video is really cool because you can see all the players welcoming him back to practice. You see George, like, as Fred Warner's calling up the team, you know, Fred Warner breaks him down like he normally does. You can see George Kittle be like, hey, look who's back. We got Ricky back. And then you see Fred do like the, oh, here we go, here we go. And then you see when Ricky Pearsall raises his hand, he's breaking down the team right there. So that's just a really, really cool moment for Ricky. Again, I mean, we're lucky that he's alive, let alone getting ready to gear up potentially for his NFL debut against the Chiefs. Again, remember, we haven't seen Ricky Pearsall in preseason. We haven't seen Ricky Pearsall in the regular season for obvious reasons, but he was hurt. He was hurt prior to getting the injury of getting shot in the chest. So he didn't step on the field during preseason. So the next time that we see Ricky Pearsall will be the first time we see him in a red and gold stepping onto the field ready to play. Now, hopefully he'll be active for this game against the Chiefs. I think it would just be a nice energy boost. I think it would be a nice kind of momentum kind of swing in the right direction for the San Francisco 49ers to be able to get Ricky out there on the field and all the things the 49ers have been through this offseason. And again, going up against that team that they just can't seem to get past. Maybe a little juice that comes from Ricky being available could be a spark that the 49ers need. And who knows, what if Ricky comes out, has a nice return or something like that, get the juices flowing, get the ball into Ricky's hands, just to get the vibes and the energy up. I think it could be a nice little spark, but we'll see again what Ricky's availability will be like against the Chiefs. It's not confirmed just yet that he will play, so it'll be another thing that we have to monitor. But so far, so good. Let me know what you guys think about all these updates in the comments below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.